Flame! There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you.
You worry too much, brother.
I think a kidnapping is good cause for concern. I was so worried about you I nearly fainted.
Had that not happened, I would have never been allowed to join the professor's class. Even from something so dire, some good did come of it.
That is a dangerous attitude. This world is full of peril. You must be more vigilant. Please understand, I allowed you to enroll here only because I thought it best for your safety.
I am very much aware of that. You wanted to speak to me of something?
Yes, my dear little sister. You are kind beyond all measure, and you are the very picture of innocence. But precisely because of these very fine qualities, I worry about your interactions with the others here. The youths of our army are particularly eccentric. As your brother, it is my duty to help you with any concerns you may have.
I do appreciate the offer, but all the students and professors have treated me exceptionally well.
Especially Sylvain.
Must be at least someone. Please, you need not conceal anything from me.
You worry far too much. There is truly nothing to share, and nothing for you to fret over.
Are you absolutely sure? The idea of you suffering in silence is unbearable to me.
Enough! I made it clear that nothing is wrong. I stand by my word. Well, there is one concern that comes to mind.
What is it? Tell me. I will help however I can.
There is a certain somebody who seems determined to get in the way of my friendships with my classmates.
Oh no.
What? That's horrible. Fear not. I will handle this scoundrel for you. Just tell me his name.
It is you, brother. Now then, I must be on my way.
That face! That face! What the hell?
What's Flame getting at just now? Let's see, I was speaking to her. I asked her to share her concerns, and was there something else? No matter. Fear not, Flame. Your brother will protect you from all harm.
Oh, set of, buddy. I share my concerns with you, my good man, but you got burnt just now. On that note, hey everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. In the last episode, we ran around the monastery and reconnected with as many of our students as humanly possible, and just got back to the swing of things with monastery life, I guess. Now, in this episode, we're going to be doing the same again, but we decided let's start off with some supports. The supports of a brother, sister, father, daughter, however you want to put it.
Family members.
Yeah, let's just go.
That's a heavy sigh. Again.
Yeah? That's the sigh of exhaustion after spending the past month apologizing for your behavior to, well, everyone.
Apologizing? I've been pretty darn restrained lately.
If by restrained you mean falling all over yourself to garner the attention of every passing female, then yes, you've been quite restrained. Mark my words. The more you hurt people, the more weighty the repercussions will be. Your actions will come around to bite you.
Ha! If I get bitten, that's all just part of the game. Heck, I had one girl's brother come after me with a pitchfork.
I almost died.
It was plain and said, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was.
If you end up getting maimed or killed by a pitchfork, don't expect me at your funeral. Glenn used to make light of getting hurt too. Then one day, he got more than hurt. Now he's gone.
I'm sorry. I was being... You're right. I know what it did to you when he died. It hurt to see you hurt and not be able to do anything when you wouldn't even come out of your room to take care of your horse.
Nothing affected me the way his passing affected me.
Well, I'm happy that you're better. Seeing you out and about helped me relax enough to be able to flirt with girls again.
Your predictability is utterly disappointing. When I finally stopped mourning, you know what brought me back? My concern. For you.
Me?
You know you can't get along without me following in your shadow and caring for you. You flirt with anything that has a pulse, offend people left and right, and constantly cause commotions.
Huh. The truth really does hurt.
Please, Sylvain, consider your actions before you carry them out. And stop acting so nonchalant about getting hurt or killed. Promise me that.
Okay. I promise.
5 seconds later. Flane, what's up? So, think we have time for one more? Oh, Felix, you didn't get chance to talk to the dude and insult him more. Rest in peace, buddy.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Have you been there long? I was absorbed in this book.
Another silly legend?
First of all, they're not silly. And second of all, no. It's an essay that speaks to uncommon and challenging battle scenarios. I've been researching such things since you proposed your unique strategy.
5
Listen to
years
this.
ago.
Your commander gives orders that put your hometown in extreme danger. Do you carry out the orders or protect your hometown?
What nonsense. I was talking about real-world tactics, not some dumb ethical question.
Whatever your personal feelings on the matter, I see similarities between such tactics and these dumb ethical questions. I haven't read beyond this one, but I think the obvious answer is to follow your commander. The duty and pride of being a knight demand that you follow orders, regardless of your own feelings. But if I were put in such a position, I don't know how I'd fare. In fact, were someone to carry out those orders, I know that I'd attempt to stop them.
Stop bothering with all this. You're not meant to be a knight. Go find a husband.
Excuse me?
You
Oh,
heard
that
me.
hurts.
I know you hate the ideals of chivalry and pride. So much so, you prefer to escape your duty as your family's heir. You have no right to criticize me for my ideals.
Perhaps not. At least I know not to heedlessly obey orders. I know not to romanticize blind obedience.
That's why I hated the dude.
I'm glad
Brother
he's dead
taught
in
me to
some
think
way.
for myself.
Don't you dare bring Glenn into this.
You're right. Forget it.
Friendship all round. Yay.
Yeah, I've seen images where Hubert and Casper have a support, and they're blatantly arguing with each other, and at the end, support increased. So it's a common thing. People argue in the supports, but they still get a support increase.
But at least as we have a joining narrative of how Ingrid suffered because of Glenn's death, and Felix learned a lot from Glenn, and his apparent hatred for knights, which she talked about briefly. So, I'm kind of glad about all that. But that does bring an interesting topic for me that I would want to talk about.
Oh.
Yeah, shut up, dude. I'm gonna talk. Look, I know a lot of people don't like me talking. Perhaps I don't talk in the most efficient and interesting manner. But still, thoughts are thoughts, and ideas are ideas. Now, something that I would want to talk about, and we also got an upgrade from that. Freaking sweet. Is the fact that I do love the fact that you get to learn more and more about these characters. The more you fight with them, and the better you treat them. Fantastic. It's reward for your labor, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I'm all for that. However, I don't feel like everything should be placed in that I guess area of the game. Now, granted, we do have paralogs for different characters,
I don't because of I fight for.
in which we can learn more about them, and that's all well and good. But then there are some characters I feel that get put to the wayside for so long that they either become irrelevant, or the revelation of whatever paralog they have becomes, I guess, belittled because of it. My prime example of that is Flame. We've seen so many times that Rhea, Seteth, and a lot of other characters said, "Oh, Flame is very special. She's wanted for her blood, or the fact that she never ages, or the fact that we don't know what her age is. And even in her paralogue with Setef, which is fantastic. I will not deny it was a nice revelation to see. Oh, their relationship is not what we initially thought, which is great. All good. But we're not getting any like payoff for Flame. And we're into the second part of the story where things are going to be very amped up between Edelgard and everything that's going on in Fodland, that it's going to be very difficult to have a payoff for Flame while not messing with the pacing of the whole story. So I don't know. It's just very weird to me. And I feel like it's a shame, because for these characters, I assume they have a lot to say and a lot to learn. I just feel like the pacing of the story and how a lot of it is kept behind... I don't want to say grinding per se, because this is far from it.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, because we're pretty overpowered ourselves.
Yeah. But the simple fact is... It's just not making a good use of characters' time, which it's very hard to figure out. Now, can I think of a way in which you can honestly do all this in an efficient manner? Perhaps. One of the first ways that I think that it could be done is, remember the first fight or the first monthly fight we ever had with this game? It was between Leonardo, who had affinity with Casper. I mean, no, not Casper, Ash. And I felt like that was a good idea, because it took time to give Ash a brief backstory, and it got him involved in the plot and get to know him. That would have been on top of the support conversations and the possible paralogues. In fact, that was going to be my original thought on how the story was going to progress. With each month that passes, we get a bit of the backstory, and each monthly fight would focus on a specific character. We get a brief idea on what character they were, their backstory, and then the paralogues and support would build on top of that again. But that wasn't meant. But that didn't go out as I thought it would. That's my only idea on how you could do this a little bit better. But even then, going back to the example of Flame and Setef, in a support in which we just saw, they still referred to themselves as like brother and sister.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me, because I was hoping that if like the game establishes that we've done that, they would change. I mean, especially since our main character wasn't present during that conversation. Yeah,
it was just them on their own. Now, granted, it would have been spoiler territory should you focus on Flame and Setef. But during that point of the story, Setef would have already joined. So again, it's very hard. A summary of my thought is simply the fact that I love these characters, and I want to learn more about them. I just feel like they sometimes get put into the background when the story really kicks it up a gear. I don't know. I mean, like I like for Mercy and I guess Annette to some point. We know they're best friends and whatnot. We have a history on Mercy. I would just like to know how those two became good friends, just have a bit of back and forth between those two. I don't know. I'm just waffling on at this point.
Maybe there's a support we have yet to reach regarding that.
Perhaps.
Did you find this?
And this game is meant to warrant multiple playthroughs, and I feel like that's both a strength and a weakness. Because a lot of people have said like, oh, Fire Emblem Emblem. It's a 300-hour game almost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that, but it also is quite a big ask to ask for 300 hours of your time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're gonna go back and forth through the same story knocks, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
No. It makes me wonder if the previous Fire Emblem games have done that. I've done this differently, better, or I don't know, just more efficient. What do you have to say? I'd love to go back and play more Fire Emblem games.
I would, but they're all on handheld, and I'm not really a fan of the handheld consoles because I get cramps in my hands.
That's fine.
And you can't record them.
You can, but we don't have the capabilities to do so. But we could get a bigger 3DS and see how that fares. And another point on why it's so hard to play Fire Emblem games of past is even the ones on consoles are stupidly expensive. The Fire Emblem game, Radiant Dawn, on the GameCube, that's £150.
Wow.
Yep, not good. What I'm saying is Fire Emblem is a cruel mistress. Anyway, though, that's my rant over. Let's get back to what the characters as we know and love. Still, I can't help it. The character that Felix said, to Ingrid, get a husband. In the background, we weep.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a fine. That's a final nail in the coffin right there. Yeah, we have a lot of lost items to give, so perhaps maybe we can just see what we can get rid of.
And sadly, some of them might have been lost to do.
No, that's not.
We've had these items for 5 years. Someone's got to be missing them.
Yes, that's mine. Thank you very much.
Will you love us yet?
No.
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 She sounds hurt or annoyed whenever that happens. No, no. Why would you think that's mine? Prick.
No.
No. I haven't left this spot in over a week.
I can't even give him lost items or invite him to tea or anything.
Would you want a box of chocolates?
I feel it's...
Unless the box of chocolates can bleed. No.
Someone lost that.
I hate it when I accidentally misclick and it skips like 5 items.
Yep.
Someone...
Oh, someone lost this.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, thank God it's not me.
Someone lost. Someone lost.
You think he's good at wood carving?
Well, he likes the arts, so...
He pretty much is a wood carving. He's a twig.
Someone lost that.
You're a liar. You're a goddamn liar, description. Is that or he's a liar?
Oh, that's mine.
My motivation has increased by 100%. I always give now 110%. Don't know about you, but that I don't know about you, but that saying bugs me.
What?
It's like, I'm gonna give 110%. Dude, now you're just you're overhyping yourself. Just give 100%. That's like saying, I'm gonna I promise you a unicorn. It's like, no, you're just being an unrealistic prick.
Yeah.
And you live in a fantasy world.
Yes, this is mine.
I like paperwork.
Oh.
You just handed me a bunch of things and then said nothing.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I don't like history. Unless it has something to do with your history. Ooh, I'd love to hear that. What are your measurements? I must know every detail. I've measured Manuel quite nicely. What? I can say that about my colleagues. She's very wide. Just don't tell her I said that.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how items work.
I left this behind.
I mean, I left it behind during, the invasion.
It still survived and still there somehow.
I'm surprised that everyone left the teachers' offices quite nicely. It's either that or they were just too lazy to model anything new.
Hey, Professor. I'm glad you're back.
Shut up and take my... Hey, Bean Boy, just shut up and take my...
Pain boy.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I know I'm boring company. Eating alone is nice, but I think I prefer eating with a friend.
Wow. 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 Sorry, Marianne. Oh, God. I prefer eating with someone who I care about. Who's this broad next to me? My God. No need to bag on Marianne again. My God. Annette, you suck. Oh, God. We're making enemies out of everyone here.
Eating delicious food really takes my worries away.
I appreciate any good meal, but nothing beats enjoying my favorite food.
I can see what you mean by her looking like Zelda now.
Who? Ingrid?
Yeah.
It's because of Breath of the Wild. I blame that.
Yeah.
She's got the blonde hair. She's got the semi-green, which kind of invokes a Zelda feel.
And the green eyes.
And the fact that if you look at her left side, it looks like her ear is slightly elf-like.
Yeah.
Breath of Fire. That's actually a good game series. Meanwhile, who shall we cook with? Oh, Duska.
Wouldn't shock me if only the Duke could make that.
I wonder why. Well, he's dead now.
I love to cook. What are we making today? Is that so?
I'm making fire today,
I have a lot of
apparently.
experience in the kitchen. I can make just about anything.
Right.
Wow.
Make the dude come back to life then. Cocky prick. And we're so close to getting our professor points up, damn it. But there's only so many points in a day.
Okay. Professor.
Shut up. Or I'll take the fishing if you'd like. Alright, let's find that mysterious fish. Let's get that yum fish in our back pockets. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Bring it on, baby. Will I get it perfect? The answer is yes. In our first go of all time, we get the Fode Landy. That sells for a good price. God damn. Damn it. I mashed and now I'm back to the screen. Well, I'm getting a big yum fish this time around. But perfect. Enough bike. You know what? I can probably fish until we get Professor points up. So just give me a few minutes.
I was gonna say, can you do that until we get to the next level?
Honey, I got your back. I've been married for 4 years and we're still in sync, baby. I'm doing it 10 points at a time, but I'm getting there. Good lord. How many mysterious fish am I getting? White trout. We'll never hear that again. Rest in peace, Dad. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dad. Rest in peace to do, and rest in peace our hopes and happiness to be with Ingrid.
I wonder if the dude's buried in the cemetery here.
Ooh, that's actually an interesting question. Granted, I don't think his body's here. Also, it'd be nice to see how our dad's grave is faring. You know, just to hammer the point home that he's dead. Yes! Professor B+, baby! And now I'm done. Fishing for the big one. You know, I just realized I could have just got that fish and just done it then. I could have got the renown then. Damn it. There's a random dog barking.
At a grave.
Lovely. Well, that's our dad. Yeah, I don't think to do's is here, which is kind of fitting. Also, dog, I worry about you.
That's my owner.
He's dead now. I'm waiting for him to come back from the grave.
Hey.
But before we end things off, it seems like Sylvain wants to chat. Let's hear him out.
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk.
No chance.
Hey, don't get mad. I was joking. Forget it. What do you need? I fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated.
You're complicated or jerk. Just straight up jerk. Oh,
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is the most fun a guy can have. Besides, I don't care what you think of me. I don't intend to change how I live my life. I'm a good-for-nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
Just bury our dad.
See.
Why not?
I suppose a mercenary wouldn't be concerned with such things. Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one. The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse. See? I knew you'd get it. These girls don't love me. They love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl, and she gives birth to a child with a crest, that kid might become the next head of House Gautier. But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely. That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest. Maybe I'll collect the debt. Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
Then why is Felix getting nothing?
Gay. Hey, you think I'm wrong? We haven't found that out yet. But on that note, what a weird turn to end on.
Yeah.
I see Sylvain's point, but everyone's breaking in their own little way.
Yeah.
What if Sylvain's like, Professor, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you now because I'm jealous and I hate you. But not before I take you out for a nice meal, and then I'll kill you afterwards. Did I write the plot? I don't bloody know, because we haven't got there yet. It's a blind playthrough after all, so who knows what we're gonna get. But on that note, guys, I think we're gonna end things off here. So if you like this episode, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, well, then you know where to go. You can go to the jealousy hold with Sylvain, the peen boy. But if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, minus the peen boy, then be sure to subscribe, and then we shall see you all next time, where hopefully our friends, students, and family will be a bit nicer to us. Hopefully.
No
maybe.
hopes.
No hopes, just like Sylvain had. No hopes.
Especially regarding Dimitri.
We'll see you next time.